Oh, we're going live. Hey, everybody. I'm here in my sister's house in the dark with Alex Kolakowski.
Hi, I'm here in
This
Antoine's mom's house in the bright
you're not. Shut up.
lightness.
Shut up. This is the Playing the Artist Web Show podcast, a weekly web show where we talk about being artists and all that fun stuff. 7 o'clock in the morning. Alex is a sleepy peepee, but I'm also really tired too, even though it's 9 o'clock here in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like, I thought you had, it looks earlier where you are than it does where I am. That's just your room.
I'm actually in a living room, but the sun is just peeking its head.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There you go. I guess you'd be able to see it from Saskatchewan because it's so flat.
God damn, it's cold here, man.
Yeah, windy too. It's like
man.
Cold and windy and flat. There's like nothing to like hide behind. Yeah.
You just have to deal with it.
Yeah, man.
Deal with it, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up? What's going with you, brother?
Well, oh man. So I yeah, I had a crazy day the other day. My like filament got like next level jammed in my printer head. Yeah. And I couldn't just pull it out. I was yanking on it, like trying to get my my filament out of the nozzle, and like it just was not coming out. So I had to take apart the whole tool head, like the whole like filament extruder situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I know what's happening. Like it feeds through, and it gets to kind of a cone shape. Like after the there's those little motors that kind of come down and feed the filament, and then it goes down into like sort of like this cone where right before the like that heated end, your heated nozzle. But I think what happened was I think it got a little too hot, and like when PLA gets too hot, it actually, like they say not to overheat PLA. Like if you go above 230, I think what happens is it starts to like boil a little and it actually expands.
It does. That's what happened in my printer.
Oh shit. Yeah. Because I was
a while ago, a couple episodes ago, something bad happened to my printer too.
Oh, I didn't realize it happened to that extent.
Well, yeah, well, no, like, because the print head like went inside the actual model, like the actual thing I was printing, and got like jammed there, and it just started heating up.
Oh, shit!
The actual boating, I think it's called the boating tube, where it's the tube that helps feed in the filament.
Yeah.
That got like fused with fused with the little nozzle thing, so I couldn't like separate it. I got the actual nozzle for the tip. I don't know all the jargon.
But yeah. There's a lot of little parts in there.
It just effed up. All right, I'm an artist. I'm not a.
Yeah. Well, you've got to be like a little bit technical if you want to be a printer.
That's true, but that's why you got YouTube.
Yeah, my man. Yeah. So
I saw that
was
cool.
A fun lesson.
I saw that cool thing you were making there on the grams.
My wizard, my dark
What's that about?
Wizard. That's just a character I've been working on for a long time, and well, not that long, but it just seems like a long time because I pick him up and put him down, like kind of since the summer. And he's kind of the last encounter in the tower, in that tower map I was making. He's the last guy. He's not like my plan for him is to be he's like, I want to make like I guess maybe 4 or 5 kind of characters that like you approach before you get to this guy. Like, you know how in Mortal Kombat, like Shang Tsung is the final boss, but he's not like, you got to fight Goro first. Yeah, I want to make like sort of a big monster-ish. I mean, not literally a monster, but something like a big scary figure that kind of accompanies this guy. to be the Goro to his Shang Tsung, because he's like the Shang Tsung of that map I'm making.
All right.
So I don't know. I kind of went in a different direction last week. I said I was going to make an ability card or an item card or whatever, like a magical item. But I just knew I was really close to finishing this character and getting it to a printed state.
God damn it, Alex.
I know. I was really excited, and then I thought, I'll do that later.
Ugh.
Maybe I'll do that this week.
You better, goddammit. It's getting ridiculous. Yeah. You're like, I'm going to do this one thing, and that's just a completely different thing happens from it.
Well, because I just don't want to start anything new until I finish something old that I'm still committed to.
Yeah, but you have so much old shit, and it just keeps stacking. Like now the card thing's an old thing now, and now you're going to add another new thing. Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Don't add anything new. If you're like, I have this idea, just be like, can it, put it, like write it down in your little book, your little nice little book there.
I like having a lot of things in like kind of 60%, because then you have, I don't know, it's like there's a lot of different things to be inspired in to go and hop back into.
Sure, so, Alex, but then you have a whole lot of nothing done.
That's okay. not really pressure. I don't really need to have anything done right now, like tomorrow.
That's true. I know. I understand.
And
we're in both different camps right now when you think about it.
Yeah, it's like
I'm switching careers essentially, right?
Yeah. I mean, you and I have very similar problems, but in different ways. Like I'm pretty happy just making fantasy art stuff, but you have like a desire to make fantasy art as well as like sci-fi art. And so we both have the potential to disappoint certain pockets of our followers when we start deviating.
Yeah, but I think that's an unhealthy way to think about it like that, because the thing is like for me, it's like whatever kind of comes from it. Like I'm just kind of like showing what I can do, right? And if people enjoy what I do and tag along, and then depending on who like wants to see which camp of people want to see more of which work, I'll probably dive towards that style, not style, but like that theming. But I'm still early in my career of this 3D modeling for 3D printing, so we'll see.
I think you're fine if you take it like project by project, like a Kickstarter, as long as the Kickstarter has a singular theme. But even then, like there was that lasers and dragons one that was
lasers and dungeons.
Yeah, lasers and dungeons one.
Or just dungeons and lasers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, lasers and dragons and dungeons. And they did like that was the whole point of their campaign, was that they had the reversible walls, and on one side was like Geiger, and on the other side was maybe like a dungeon. Like I guess it was just like a typical like stone dungeon thing.
Yeah, one was like fantasy, one was sci-fi.
Yeah, so you can like I don't know. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
and they seem to do just fine. But yeah,
what you're selling is like you're selling Alex, right? You're being like, this is the things I like to do, and I hope people like it, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then those are the people you want. You want the people that like the things you do.
For sure. I think I don't know, I just enjoy doing a broad range of stuff, but it's all like D&D related. I just think by the time when I am being so non-committal right now, and I'm going through the motions here, but yeah, when this thing is finally a thing, I think it's going to be more of like a mystery box kind of. It's going to be. I think it's like the variety is going to be part of the appeal, that you don't know what you're going to get, and there's going to be hopefully some fun in that, because I just don't know that I can I could in the way you're doing, like for a Kickstarter project, I could definitely focus on one thing and kind of get it done.
Dude, it's hard, man, because I get the same thing as you get, where you're like, oh man, this would be really fun to do this one thing. You know what I mean? And then you want to start it. You want to try it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just a balance of like, okay, maybe you can do a little side thing,
Hmm.
but nothing that will deviate you from the main goal or the main task. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you could do a thing where it's like it'll just be a day's work. You know what I mean? Where
Hmm.
it will kind of generate your juices a little bit. Those creative juices and like just a little bit of an itch to scratch.
Yeah.
So that's good. But if you do like, if I was doing what you were doing, where you're like, well, now
Oh
I'm
yeah.
doing
Yeah.
this thing and I'm doing this thing and that,
Yeah.
where
For
you're
sure.
taking like, you're taking like a good chunk of your time to work on
Hmm.
one project and then you jump to another project, you know?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I know what you mean. Like if I was in your situation, like tomorrow, I think I would just pick one and stick to it, and the fear of failure and being like broke and poor and ugly would really drive me to stick to that one thing.
Why'd you
But
have to throw
now,
ugly in there? What the
I
hell,
don't
man?
know. Well, I mean, I'm not saying you're ugly, but
Well,
I'm just
too
saying I'd
late.
be afraid of being ugly. You're a handsome
Right.
guy. You're a handsome
Thank
guy.
you. Only
All right.
only about this much.
Yeah. Wait. No. Do that. Look tighter.
Little like
Sorry.
this. That's it. This is handsome Antoine.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That. Okay, but yeah, I think I like having 3 or 4 potential projects at like 70%, and then when the time comes, we can pick one, or I can pick one, or
Oh no,
somebody
you
can pick
pick one.
one.
That's your call, brother.
And then it's like, hey, this is the one I'm committing to first, and I'm just going to drive this forward. Whether it's like the card, I'm thinking it's either the card deck or the map thing
Well, I think you
for
could
the
build.
first one.
I think the card thing. I think you could build. I think you can build. I think you could build a decent Patreon off the card thing. You know what I mean? And then,
Well, you'd want to. There's no harm in doing Kickstarter first and then doing the Patreon
well, to be honest,
after.
I think what I should have done is I should have done a Patreon. Well, this is what
Mm-hmm.
I should have done. I should have done more free models on like Thingiverse and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then done a website, and then make a Patreon, and then do a Kickstarter. That's what I should have done.
That's all like high level stuff. When you first went freelance, I guess, or into
Or
business for
this
yourself,
business or whatever.
yeah, you were like, oh, I just need content. You were just like making assets after asset after
Yeah, yeah,
asset after asset.
yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's pretty valuable. Like you do have a sick library now, so
Are you
yeah.
talking about all the stuff I got made for the Kickstarter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see where that feeds into after the Kickstarter. I mean, you can still do all that stuff you just said right now, but I mean, it seems like 3 months seems like such a long time ago, but 5 years from now, 3 months or whatever is like
It'll be a
nothing.
drop in the bucket. Yeah.
Yeah. So even if
Yeah.
you start tonight or tomorrow or when you get back from your vacation or whatever it is,
Well,
you're
I'm
still
kind
still
of
almost the
working
same.
still.
You're still making a few of those
Yeah, I got 7 to
stretch
go.
rewards. 7 to go. Oh yeah,
7 to go.
you thought it would take you like 2 weeks or something, right?
Well, yeah, I was saying like, if I can get 4 done a week, that'd be easy, right? But there's just distractions stuff. Like, 'cause I was staying the first couple of days, I was staying at my friend's, and he has a kid, and me and the kid get along. She's really silly. We play and stuff like that, and hang out, whatever. But like I'll be like working and stuff, and like she'll be kind of there watching, and then she'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna sit." They call me Tony when I'm in Saskatchewan.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And
That's great.
and she's like, I'm gonna sit beside Tony while I eat lunch. So she's like eating lunch and kind of watching me and stuff, and it's kind of a distraction. So I'm like not totally focused. I was like thinking like, man, this is kind of like a good little teaser of like what will come when I'm older and I have my own, little ones, whatnot.
Yeah.
So
You're so
it was
not a
interesting.
Tony. Like a Tony to me is like got a big thick mustache and he's like big old Italian nose and stuff.
Italian. That's true. I have a little potato nose.
It's a fine nose.
Yeah.
Hey Fabrice, what's going on, my man? Yeah. Oh, I was kind of like inspired the other day, and
You're always inspired.
Yeah. You know how we listen to other podcasts
I
and then
drag you down to the muck of my level.
That's the thing.
I'm always like,
you're not inspired. Yeah, I'm too easily inspired by art things.
No, I get. Like I said, I get inspired, but I just have to like take the idea from my head and put it in somewhere else, like in a book or something. Just write it down, and then hopefully I'll reopen the book and I'll get back to it. You know.
Yeah, but what's kind of helping me with that is like a thing I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson sort of say, and like I don't know exactly what he said. I'd have to paraphrase it, but it was basically that like at first, like in the first part of his career, he would take work where the money made sense, and then he whittled that down to work that he had time to do, and then at some point he didn't have time to do anything. So he said like, okay, I'm only doing work that I can do uniquely. And it was like, I thought that was pretty cool because there's a lot of work that you can be inspired to do, and but at the same time, it's like, what are you really adding? Like, are you doing it, or are you doing it and just being on par with everybody else and kind of doing the same job, or are you really doing something different? And I think that's helping to, I guess.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
what's really like the most valuable, which is not to say I can't.
Well, what he just said there, what he just said there is something familiar. What Pharrell said, you know, like the singer songwriter Pharrell.
Yeah, well, I know, but I don't know what he said.
There's this video of him going to this music school, and he's like listening to like some kids, essentially songs that they made. And well, it's a college, it's a university or whatever. And it's like a high renowned art school in New York. And he's there and he listens to like the first one. He's like, oh, you know, fix this and fix that. Maybe try this. And then he goes to the next one. He's like, well, you know, it's not as tight. Fix this. And he listens to the last one, and you see his face, and he's like, oh man, this is really good. And then when he was done, he said, I've nothing to say about it, because it's just you. It's just like, and he would give the example when the Wu-Tang came out. Nobody, you loved it or you hated it, but you couldn't say what else it was. It was just Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? So if I could just find like Forbidden Prince, like this is just Forbidden Prince, and Alex, you know, this is just Tiger Skull RPG. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing else like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's good, because then there's kind of a divide. It's either you like it or you hate it. And then it's not like, it's kind of like when Metallica first came out with Kill 'Em All with their first album. There was like 50 other bands that came out that sounded kind of like them and kind of had the same riffs. You know what I mean? They're like, it kind of sounds like Metallica. You know what I mean?
A lot. Yeah. For like years.
And none of those bands were successful because they kind of sounded like Metallica, or they kind of sounded like Slayer, you know?
Testament was pretty successful.
Testament they were actually unique.
Yeah, I think they were unique enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's also, I think a little bit like you know the artist Dr. Seuss, right? Everybody knows. I don't know. Did he do the drawings, or was he just a writer?
No, he did the drawings too. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
he did the writing and the drawings too.
Like that style is basically uncritiquable, right? Like it's its own voice. That what are you gonna say? You know, like the bums are too round or something. Like it's if you can find that space, then you're not competing with anybody, and you're truly your own voice. And like,
well, there's still an element of you're competing with yourself. Competing with others and yourself. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So, on a broad sort of like.
Yeah, it's the only thing he's competing with is children's books. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then he put himself into his uniqueness into the children's books. So that's what I'm trying to do with these models, my dude.
Yeah.
just trying to make something that's interesting and new and like no one's else ever really seen.
Yeah, it's tricky because there's like fantasy and sci-fi and all this tabletop stuff has
it's
such
easy
a
to
specific language, and you almost get funneled into it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you fall into that trapping where it's like, oh, this is what people like. Yeah, you put it in,
Mm-hmm.
and you play it safe. But the thing is, if you play it safe, you don't really make the strides you want in life.
Yeah, and then it's hard to stand out.
Yeah, like look at me and you. Like we both were like from little tiny towns. Well, you weren't from a tiny town, but I was from a tiny town.
I lived in a pretty tiny town.
That's true.
Like,
okay.
Well, I lived in several towns, but go ahead.
We're small though, but
oh yeah,
the word around the towns wasn't like, hey, it's a good career. Go work in video games.
Yeah.
Go be a 3D artist. That wasn't like a talk. That wasn't like a thing of discussion. Like I just played a lot of video games when I was a kid, and I was just like, wait, you can get a job doing this, like making these things.
Yeah.
So
you can get a job doing just about anything, really. But who knows that path? Like almost nobody knows that path.
Yeah. So we took a risk and we went into that space. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I don't know. Sam and I watched some Netflix documentary, and there was like this person who was a pigmentologist, like just mixing paints and stuff, like a chemist. And I was like, man, that's like a crazy career I never knew existed, but certainly knew somebody must be doing this, right? And it's like, how do you even become that? You don't see it.
How do you become a person that just makes 3D models for 3D printing? You know what I mean? It's just people just fall into it.
Yeah. Well, now anyone can find the community if you just Google it enough. You'll stumble into that.
Fall into it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah. But Googling is like not what it used to be. You can't just like go to like the third search result page and start to find the like kind of niche, like forums and communities and stuff. It's almost like you have to go through Reddit or what have you and like really dig for it, because like when you Google something, you get kind of the top results, and then everything else after that is just like bizarre advertising on the next few pages, or like weird. Man,
First of all, I did not know you go to the next pages on Google. That's weird.
I know, it's weird.
I go to like the first 3 links I kind of go through, and then I'm done if I can't find it.
You're like,
I'm an animal.
Not working out.
You're not going to show up.
More efficient to change your search, what you're searching for, than to go continue to search for your bad words. Oh, not that I'm putting bad words in my search engine.
Haha, Alex is putting bad words in his search engine.
Like doo-doo and caca.
All right. Quit while you're ahead.
What else we got here?
What do you mean, what else we got here? Oh, yeah, my friend wrote a comment on our one of our podcasts. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, there was a few comments in there. I was hoping that they were random strangers who liked the show.
Well, he just did one. And he was saying, like, You're weird and Antoine's okay. He said something like that.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, he was just being a dink just to be funny. That's all.
That's cool. Wow. You think he'd be a dink to you?
I don't know. He's always a dink to me, so I guess he just decided to pass the buck that hour.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I was like, man, we're getting random hatred on YouTube. This is great. Like just salt, I guess. Maybe hatred's the wrong word. So yeah. That's too bad. It's more exciting when it was random.
Sorry, I should have kept it a secret.
Yeah.
Wouldn't ruin your day.
Yeah.
Well, are you going back for the holidays? Back in
No.
No, you're staying in Van.
No, I'll go back later. I took quite a bit of time off, but I'm not going anywhere until February. Yeah,
okay.
Then I'm gonna go on a little trip.
Where?
To Hawaii. I'm gonna eat poke every day, and I'm gonna swim with the fishes.
You know what? Just to spite you, we're doing the podcast still.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wonder if I can do it. I should totally do it from Hawaii. That'd be awesome.
You'll have a
Probably,
suntan.
I'd probably have to
Have a
wake up at like
suntan.
6 a.m. Like
Suck
it's
it.
in the Pacific time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like, oh, it's not even gonna be sunny out. It's gonna be dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to change the time. We're gonna have to change the time.
What? You
I'm not
son
waking
of-
up at 3 a.m.
Oh my god. You're a
Maybe I'll
bastard.
stay up till 3 a.m. I don't even know what time it's gonna be.
Sure, we could switch the times around a bit
Hmm.
for
Yeah.
Alex's sake.
Sam will be like, "Why the fuck are you bringing your laptop to Hawaii, you nerd? You pasty toothpaste nerd." Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I played some Warcry on the weekend.
Did
Finally
you?
played it. Yeah, Randy's got it. He's
Dang.
painted all the figures. So fun, man. That's
Yeah.
pretty fun. It's like, did we ever play Heroescape? It's almost exactly Heroescape, but a little bit, because there's only so many armies you can pick right now. It's like a lot. It's like a little bit tighter of an experience, I guess, because Heroescape just had like you buy the starter and you have like dozens of armies already.
Mm.
But with Warcry, you only have 2 armies to choose from.
There's other ones out there.
Yeah, it's like pretty expensive to collect them. It's like I was talking to Randy, and the figure boxes are like almost $100 or something like that.
Well, no, like, well, it depends what you pick.
Because it's
Like
like
some
9
people will
or
mix-
10 figures.
Oh, okay. Because I'm thinking like Kill Team. Kill Team is like 5 characters. Well, it depends. They're all on a point system, right?
Yeah.
Depending on which character has a certain amount of points, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's pretty good. The game took didn't take long, maybe 40 minutes, but it was like the starting kind of. It was like a simpler game. We didn't play with like max points or anything. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The art is so awesome. Yeah.
hey man, cool.
Yeah, there's not as much elevation. Like that set you're working on has got way more elevation in it than the like what you get in the box. The like terrain elements you get in the box. The kind of like maybe I don't know. Yeah, I think they were all 3 inches off the mat, and that was like the highest.
Mm.
That was like the tallest thing. So, yeah.
So that was
Anyway, it's cool. I don't know. It was like after I was done, I was like, I want to make more Crash. I'm like, just stop.
Stop. Never ending supply of stuff for Alex to do.
Yeah.
So is this your like last week for working, and then you're off for a bit?
Yeah. I'm working this week. Then I have a week off. Yeah, where I'm not really doing too much. Gonna have a wedding to go to, and then I have a couple things planned. Going like taking a day to go skiing and
Skiing. You ski.
yeah. Well, yeah, I do. No, I don't snowboard. It's too cool. I go skiing.
I'm not judging you because of skiing. I'm judging you to just like the actual activity of skiing. You know what I mean? Like
Once
going
a year,
down
I
a
like to
hill.
go. Yeah.
Once a year. I do not ski.
Have you ever done it? Have you tried it?
I have. Wasn't good at it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay in the lodge.
Wow, that's hilarious.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty fun. Yeah, I don't know. I like skiing.
Yeah,
Getting
I would
out
actually
there.
want to get better at skating. Like, I'm really shitty at skating. I would like to get better at it. I think I'd be better at it now because I'm just not as afraid.
Mm,
That makes sense.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, there's not much. What are you afraid of? Like falling down and having somebody skate over your fingers or something?
No, when I was a kid, I was just afraid to fall down. But like now, it's just like after doing jujitsu and stuff like that, like I feel like I know how to break fall. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
So I'm just like more comfortable at falling down.
yeah.
So. Does that make sense?
Oh,
What?
you're getting quiet.
Am I getting quiet?
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm getting quiet?
Oh, no, you're good. You're good
I'm
now.
good?
It was
Okay.
quiet for a sec.
All right then. Well, geez. So, what's the plan for next week?
Yeah, I don't know. I've thought a little bit about it, but I don't know if I have a firm plan yet, a firm goal with my like time off, which is bad. You should really have a goal,
Yeah.
but I don't yet. So
Yeah. Well,
we'll
it's
figure
kind
it
of
out.
slowing down because of like just like you know the holidays and whatnot.
Hmm.
Some people have people in the States, they have like last week they had Thanksgiving, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was
And like
yeah, because Black Friday happened recently.
yeah, and then and Christmas is just around the corner, right? So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like winding down, waiting for this holiday to kind of like pass by almost, that feeling.
Hmm.
And then you can like shake it off and be like, okay, now it's back to the grindstone, back to this.
Hmm.
But I'm kind of like doing that simultaneously. I'm trying my best anyways to like work on my projects, work on my models, and you know,
Well, you
hang
got to
out
spend
hang
time
out
with
with
family.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I do because like they're just around me, right?
Hmm.
So I'm not gonna be on
Probably.
my computer like eight
Yeah.
hours. It's insane.
Is your
Yeah.
dad like working and stuff this whole time while you're visiting, or is he taking time off to kind of hang out?
My dad always works. He never takes really time. Well, he takes a bit of time off here and there, but not really. He works all the time.
Hmm.
Like one time it was a Saturday, and I phoned him. He was on a roof, putting up shingles on a roof on a Saturday, and I phoned him like it was like 8 o'clock in the morning, or like 9 o'clock in the morning, and he was doing that. And he's turning 60 in
Oh wow.
a week here,
Yeah.
and he still does all that stuff. You know what I mean? So he's like he has that. I don't know. He has like
That's good.
that like he has that like he's not an immigrant, but he has that immigrant kind of work ethic.
Hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? Where
Yeah.
it's just like constantly working. Like he'll probably constantly work till he dies.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
have
You
a little
just
bit
can't
of that
turn down
too.
work. Yeah.
So yeah. So that's that.
Hmm. That's good, man. Because like a lot of those like smaller communities in like Alberta, for sure, are like having a really difficult time. You know, with the oil field being where it's at, and like
Yeah.
just like all the natural resources that are there, like coal and oil,
Hmm.
are really drying up, or at least the demand is drying up, or whatever. I'm sure there's still lots to be plucked from the earth.
I think it's like a taxing thing where it's like because like they were supposed to put that pipeline in. Sorry, we're getting really Canadian political now. They're supposed to put that pipeline in, but Trudeau hasn't signed off on it. He was like just kind of what's the word I'm looking for? He was
Well,
just like
yeah,
grab
he's
assing, I guess. And all the
well, he.
companies that wanted to like do business down there were just like, well, we're not waiting around for Trudeau, Prime
Mhm.
Minister, to sign off on this. So see ya. And they left. So there's plenty of resources, but the people that want to do business are gone.
Mhm.
So that's the real issue.
But he wants to do the pipeline. Like he
He
bought it.
does. Like, yeah, he did. It's
He
weird. I don't know
spent
what
all
it
that
is.
money on it.
Yeah, he's doing it, but he's not doing it. It's weird. He's like really playing
Well,
like he's putting
he.
on this show where he's like, I'm a environmentalist person. Like I want clean energy, and then he just kind of slowly but surely the pipeline is like coming. You know what I mean? It's like I'm still want clean energy, and it just kind of slowly just comes in. Like you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. I can't remember what happened, but anyway, he wasted a lot of money on it, but can't find anybody to actually commit to building it or something, owning it or something.
I don't know.
Anyway, I was just saying, like, it's good that your dad still has work to do because like my dad's in construction, my stepdad at least in Alberta, small town Alberta, and there's just not a lot of people building houses.
Yeah.
Everybody's selling houses and
Well, my dad's like
moving
a handyman,
somewhere
right?
else.
So he just like helps people, fix things on their houses or build new
Hmm.
things to their houses. So
Oh
people are
yeah,
just kind of, renovating and fixing up old things, and he has the skill to do it. So, yeah. My dad's asking me about making like certain like things for what's it called again? Like certain like caps or whatever for like trucks and stuff like that and tractors, because like you need like certain
3D
types of
printing
caps
odd
and stuff like
things.
that, because like you need certain ones because they're like specialty design items or whatever, and they want to charge you like sometimes like $100 for like a cap. You know what I mean? And it just sounds, it's just super shitty, because like it's just a cap, and they could easily just like give them like a brand new one, right?
Yeah.
But they want to charge them sometimes over $100 for a piece of plastic. So I think it'd be kind of cool in the future to like kind of, I think we talked about it, just to just kind of be a little bit of a rebel and just like start making little replacement parts for farmers.
Yeah. Well, as long as it holds up, like if the plastic is strong enough, and like how hot is it? Is it on an engine? Like, is it near an engine? Is it getting anywhere close to 100 degrees? Is it just going to melt off?
It depends, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, you might have to mess around with PLA or something like that.
Yeah.
Get really.
Well, as long as the model's done, and then if you give them like, I'll just give them the model, and then like say like, go to Shapeways or whatever, and just get it printed out as strong as you want or whatever. You know.
Well, they have those printers now where you can like put a real thing, like a physical whatever, in the bed, and then the printer does like a photo scan of it, and then it creates a like an STL essentially of whatever you just put in there that it's scanned, and then it'll reprint it. It's like a photocopier, but in 3D.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, and like people are sculpting things by hand, like out of clay, putting it in there, and then printing copies of it in this printer.
That's awesome.
Shit.
That's awesome.
But you could make plastic caps with that. Actually, who knows if you could really see inside of like the cap. But yeah. Anyway, that's cool. I don't know. 3D printing is so cool. Wait till everybody has a 3D printing. I was like looking. I was typing in. You ever use Google Trends, where you type in a thing? You ever use Google Trends? Trend is.
No.
It's a so if you go to Google, type in trends, it'll take you to like this little kind of chart thing, and you can punch in like six terms, and then it will show you the search results, and you kind of compare things. I can show you if you want.
No, that's fine, dude. I get it.
What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was typing in. I typed in like I was like. Warcry, and then I typed in Warhammer to see which one was more popular, like which one was getting more search results, and it shows you like a graph over time. And then I punched in like Ender 3 to see, okay, how many people are talking about Ender 3 compared to how many people are playing Warcry and Warhammer, and it's like minuscule. Like the charts were like you could see you see Warhammer's up here doing this, and then Warcry is slightly below it, and then right at the bottom there's like this tiny dead mouse heartbeat of like the Ender 3 search results. So it's like I don't know, maybe 1/25 of the amount of like traffic that's like in comparison from one to the other. And it made me think that like, wow, 3D printing is still really new. Like there's still not a lot of people who are engaged just yet. Still pretty niche, even though we're engulfed in it. Because like it's hard to step out and see exactly, like to us, it's like, oh yeah, this guy's got a 3D printer, I got a 3D printer, Antoine's got a 3D printer, everybody seems to be 3D printing everything. It's all over my Facebook. I'm getting targeted ads, and it's like I see a new 3D printer every day. I'm like, man, it's fucking exploding. But actually, no, it's still pretty niche, and it's still like,
no, totally, dude. Especially when it comes to the tabletop wargaming scene. Like I see it more popular in more role playing settings than anything.
Yeah,
you know? So.
I think it could be pretty addictive. Like when I was playing HeroScape, which is like just like wargaming for babies.
Yeah.
It's like I got to a point where I played the game and like I was pretty satisfied, and I almost never played it again. The only time I ever played it again was when I was at the store or whatever, and I found a new army or a set of armies to play, and then it was like, oh, I'm like so excited to try this army out and play it again. And then I'd play it one time and then put it down. But like 3D printing like shit for your game could be the exact same.
Well, it depends on the person.
I know I would feel the same way. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people that had only 2 armies playing HeroScape, and they probably played it for many, many times.
Yeah, probably.
That's just you and your.
Probably some poor people.
Oh my god! How dare you?
I know. I mean, HeroScape was super cheap, dude. It was like you'd pay like $20 or $30, and you get like the core set, which was just like.
Yeah, but when you're a kid, did you have $20 or $30 just laying around?
Rarely. And if I did, I blew it on potato chips.
Potato chips?
I'd rent one game, and then I'd like buy some pop and potato chips, and that was my $20 gone. Maybe I had a bit of money left over, but maybe. Yeah. And then I'd have a great weekend.
Damn.
Maybe some Twizzlers too.
Twizzlers. They taste like nothing.
Yeah, but what's great about Twizzlers is you can like eat them and your hands don't get all powdery and cheesy, and you can continue to play video games or whatever you're doing without wiping your hand on your pants and getting your pants all cheesy.
Okay, that's gross. I've been there, but I'm not gonna admit it.
As an adult, you've been there as an adult.
A couple times.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? But you know, it's strange though. I could really feel this project coming to a wind. It's like getting to a point where like the work's going to be all done, and then they'll just be like the fine pieces to line them all up and do do all the renders and do all the writing, and then gotta find somebody to do the video for me.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's just like. There's nothing really like interesting to talk about, you know what I mean? Like things to really like discover or anything like that, or things I've really learned that's different.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I kind of did it all of it already so many times over and over again, modeling. So yeah,
there could be a bit of postpartum depression after this project, or like you might feel.
I don't think so. I don't have time, man. I got plenty of work to do still after that.
Well, when you're done, it's almost like you're done a job in a way, like you have to start something new again. So
I got to do a website.
Mm-hmm.
Got to do a website, and
all the Patreon and all that stuff you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, well, actually, before the Patreon, I think I'm gonna start just making more models for free and just start getting my name out there more. Start getting more followers for Thingiverse and whatnot, and then start making. And the idea is like I said, to do what Mr. Duncan Shadow does best, where on his Instagram he has these. This is what he does. He says he has a big thing of models for that month. And he shows them off. It's like a big page. It's like, these are all the models you can get for my Patreon. If you sign up at my Patreon this month, you get these models. And throughout the month, he showcases them like individually. Just a couple here, a couple there, a couple there. And then once again, next month comes by, he says like, if you sign up this month, you can get all of these. You know what I mean? And so. Yeah, and then like in his Patreon, he has patrons that can vote on what do they want to see next. So like that will be interesting too. Like if I do get patrons that will have the opportunity to vote on ideas that I'm like, hey, what do you think about this or this? And then people are like, oh, this is cool. We'd like to see this. And that will like steer my content a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When do you think you'll have time to create stuff on like a monthly cadence, like pretty comfortably, or or realistically, I guess I should say. You know what I mean? Like, because once you start a
I don't know
Patreon
what
in
you
that
mean.
way, once
Yeah.
you start a Patreon, you're committing to delivering something every month,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, if you don't have the capacity to do that, you're letting people down.
Yeah.
So do you have the capacity to do that? Right? Probably not right now.
If I can't release them because I have an emergency to do or I have something to deal with, I just write a message saying like, "Hey, I'm not going to charge anybody this month," or "Hey, I don't have as much models this month, and this is the reason why." Blah blah blah. Like as long as you talk to them, they're people, right? And they'll understand. So I'm not worried about that.
Well, you
Like
probably want to have a good start. Like maybe your first 6 months are pretty consistent before you, because if you start off flaky, like, I got this, that, the other.
Most definitely. Yeah, you want to start off very strong in the beginning.
Yeah.
No, I hear what you're putting down. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Sounds like Fabrice has experience with Patreon, but I'm not sure. Like first-hand experience, but you can see the chats, hey?
I have to click it. Hang on a second.
Oh.
You should put it up and say it out loud so anybody that watches these. Can see what you're reading.
How do I share the chat? Or is it just on YouTube anyway? It's probably just on YouTube. Does it need to be in the video?
I'm not sure. It's probably just on YouTube as well. But no, he's talking about the 2% thing about Patreon, right?
No, he's saying 1 to 2% of people own a printer.
Oh, 1 to 2% of people own a printer. Hey, worldwide, that's a lot of frickin' people. Why did I say frick? That's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking people, man.
Yeah.
Especially like I did a little reconnaissance mission on researching like where people have the most 3D printers.
Yeah.
And it was something like Singapore was like the top one. It was like one of the top ones. It was like Singapore, New Zealand, Australia, and then I think there was it Germany? Maybe it might be Germany. And then there was like United States and then Canada wasn't either. Canada was pretty low. Canada was like 11th. But America was pretty high. UK was very high as well.
Yeah. So, yeah. UK is big on their miniatures, man.
Well, that's where WarGaming came from, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like that's where the Warhammer company's located.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. That's where it was born.
Damn. Yeah. They like their dwarves and their elves and their gnomes over there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All that Tolkien stuff.
All that Tolkien stuff. Yeah, they haven't been big on the gnome stuff lately because of just their releasing stuff. Well, they're re-releasing. I think I told this to you. Warhammer Fantasy, but that will be like in a few years.
Like Age of Sigmar or whatever.
Well, no, Age of Sigmar is a completely different kind of storyline and story arc with like different kind of miniatures. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's no dwarfs in Age of Sigmar, I don't think, or there's no new like dwarf armies.
Oh,
I think I'm not quite entirely sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I find it really hard to draw a serious dwarf. Like, it doesn't make me laugh. You know what I mean?
It doesn't make you laugh.
Like, oh man, it's like dwarves and hobbits are just such silly little characters. You know what I mean?
I suppose so.
Which is fine, but I think it's good to have some lighthearted characters and stuff. But
of course.
When I see a serious dwarf, I just I don't know. I still chuckle. No matter how many pointy things you put on them or whatever, or how like ugly of a grimacing face you make. Yeah.
Damn dog.
Yeah, I had somewhere to go, but I forget. but I forget.
This is a super boring episode. Sorry, Reese.
Yeah.
We can't all be bangers.
No, my man. Sometimes you're just boring. Sometimes people are just not interesting. Sometimes people are always not interesting.
I'll tell you. Excuse me. Making faces. Also, I don't have like a lot going on to like dive in on. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure once the Kickstarter is like up and going, I'll have a bunch of things to talk about and you know, get back to you on what I'm learning and whatnot.
Yeah,
Share.
I can't wait to learn from your success or failure.
How dare
I hope
you?
it's a success, man.
Me too.
I'm telling you.
And even if it isn't, let's say nobody funds the damn thing, I'll just slowly trickle out the models for free on Thingiverse.
That's impossible, man. Like, just look at Kickstarter. If you go to the arts pages and you look at like, there's like just graphic novels that are just like black and white, drawn like in Photoshop by a 12-year-old, and those will make like thousands of dollars. You know, maybe not like a lot, but they'll make a few grand, you know, and they'll get funded.
All right.
I think somebody who's been like working in the industry for, you know, several years. Yeah. I think the one I think wild card is the fact that like we're both kind of new to this space and like we only have a few hundred followers each, right?
440, my friend.
440 on Thingiverse.
Yeah.
I don't know how many on Instagram.
Almost 200.
Yeah. That's not bad, but like, there's some people have got like 10,000, right? And
I know.
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So
that's true. Like I said, I'm doing it backwards.
Yeah.
Whatever. Hopefully a lot of this will be, you know, a lot of word to mouth and like, and I think the key is like like before pressing the launch button for like the Kickstarter, you know, there's like a little launch button. It's like, oh, your Kickstarter's live. I gotta like do a week. I'll be like, hey, in 7 days, this is gonna go live, and then I think start blasting it on.
I think more than a week. I think earlier than a week would be good.
Earlier in a week?
At least a month. I think.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you three weeks.
Fabrice says he thinks you should spend at least 1 to 2 weeks or 1 month before the launch to promote.
Oh, there you go. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Not quite a month, not quite 2.
So
there, 3 weeks.
They say like if you're promoting a video game, the sweet spot is 6 months.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But that's a video game.
I know.
But
this is a Kickstarter.
I still think it kind of applies. I think like at this where you are right now, you started promoting it tomorrow. Like I think you can start promoting it without I guess you do. You're still you're hinting at it, or maybe not even hinting. You're kind of saying it's coming, right?
Yeah. I didn't give a like a dead like a hardline date. You know what I mean? I haven't given that out yet because I don't know where it is. I'm sure I'll get approved, but I just want to know that I'm approved. You know what I mean? Oh,
well, when you're approved, how soon after can you be approved? A month in advance?
Well, yeah. Well, no, you get approved and then you can launch it. You understand?
Yeah, I understand that. But like, does that happen instantaneously, or can you wait?
No, you have to. You can wait. You can wait.
So you get your Kickstarter done, right?
Yeah.
And then you get it approved.
Yep. Then you launch it.
Okay. Can you edit it once it's approved? Can you continue to edit it?
Yeah, you can edit it when the Kickstarter's done.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can still like edit little things here and there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You understand?
See, I'm learning. Now George understand.
Now George understand. Yeah. So I think maybe I should do a post. I'll probably do a post probably tomorrow, to be honest, on that new page I found of 3D printing Warhammer. And it's all about 40K. It's just 40K 3D printing. So
yeah,
do a little bit of photoshopping, and put that up there. Get some people's interest. Yeah, that's about it. I think we should close it up here. We got 5 minutes left. We usually do this for an hour. Close it up here. All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's get back to work. Well,
let's get back to work.
Get back to napping.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Playing the Artist. If you want to support the show, excuse me.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry. If you want to support the show, you can follow us on you can follow us on the YouTubes. You can click the little bell icon.
You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us individually on Instagram.
No, we have an Instagram page.
We do?
We do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been posting on it. I've been butthead. I gotta post more on it.
Put memes on there.
Yeah, dude, creating memes are hard. You gotta think about memes.
Don't create memes, just repost.
Steal them. All right, I'll steal them.
It's not stealing; it's sharing.
All right, reposting.
Yeah.
But yeah. You could do that, and if you would.
Hey, you're already doing it. Come leave an unflattering comment in the comment
leave
section.
An unflattering comment as usual, and we can. Alex, where can we? This is all over the place. Alex, where can we find you?
I'm telling you, my man. Week after week, same thing. It's Facebook is the best place to go and find me. Just type in @TigerSkullRPG. You're going to find a page called Dungeons and Tigers, and that's where I drop everything first. But like for now, that'll change someday. But right now, that's the best place. Second best place is Instagram.
All right.
But go to Facebook instead, because I can type more there, I think. I guess I can type just as much. But I just have more people. There's more of a community on Facebook. Like I've got almost 300 people following me there, which is still fucking like nothing basically. But it's more than my even less of nothing, which is on Instagram. So maybe you should follow me on Instagram instead, actually, and bump that.
Do both. Just tell them to do both.
Yeah, do it all.
Both. Do it all. All right, then.
It's the same name on Instagram, by the way. Tiger Skull RPG. All one word. Yeah. All right. Okay, you go ahead.
You go ahead. You can follow me on Instagram, which is just Forbidden Prince. That's Forbidden_Prince. You can go to Thingiverse if you want to download some free models, which is just Forbidden Prince, one word. You can also maybe follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to do more Twitter. And that's just one word as well, just Forbidden Prince. So yeah, I might actually change my Instagram handle just Forbidden Prince with no underscore.
Oh,
makes sense to have all three the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Or you can go to my ArtStation and see my previous work, which is just my name down here.
Yeah. I should update my ArtStation.
I want to post my stuff from Plants vs. Zombies that we worked on. Soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I'm just going to do it one day and be like, if they tell me to take it down, it's like, no. Why? How can you stop me from taking it down?
I don't think they can.
I'll be in Saskatchewan by then.
Yeah. That's funny. Actually, I hope that happens. I hope that exactly happens. Just because like everyone is being really precious about it at work.
Fuck it. I'll do it. I'll do it when I come back to Vancouver.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna do it.
This is me telling you not to do it.
I don't give a shit.
Publicly on air here.
I'm gonna do it.
Don't.
I'm gonna allegedly do it. Allegedly.
You do you.
You just said not to do it though.
Well, don't do it.
No, I'm gonna do it when I get back to Vancouver.
Oh shit! Now I feel like I'm daring you to do it.
Nah, gonna do it.
All right. Just do it on your own volition.
Yeah, I'm doing my own volition.
Yeah. Oh fuck. That's what I was going to talk about. But we'll talk about it next time.
Write it on a sticky note. Put it on your computer screen.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Big kiss. Love you all. See you later.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good day. Ciao.